welcome back to day 2, Breakfast with Bob from Dad Tev Challenge Roth, powered by HEP. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Forest Master Goggles, Zoot Sports, your Zoot Triathlon brand, Premium Plus Sports, and our Challenge Athlete Foundation, and our amazing accordion player, Rainer! Yeah! Thank you, Rainer.
Thank you.
It's a nice little concert. There we go. Two-time XTERRA world champion, Bradley Weiss, joins us. How you doing, Bradley?
Yeah, great to be here. It's my second time in Roth, so it's awesome to be back. And yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm glad some cooler weather has arrived.
Yes.
You
think
but
it's
yeah,
staying?
looking forward to the weekend. The forecast looks like it should be a relatively mild weekend in comparison to the last few days. So yeah, looking forward to it.
So this year already, you got third at 70.3. What?
Aix-en-Provence.
Aix-en-Provence. 17th PTO US Open, and then Ironman South Africa. You got second with a shorter swim. So you're feeling good.
Yeah, I'm definitely kind of focusing on the longer distance. Getting a little bit older now, so it seems like the longer distance seems to be suiting me a little bit better.
Yeah.
And trying to slowly sort of wrap my head around competing well over the full Ironman distance.
Right.
But yeah, it's these days as a professional athlete, you need to have sort of be able to race over multiple distances. But yeah, look forward to another opportunity to race over the full distance this weekend.
So, wait, your father entered you and your brothers into a local sprint, and you won.
That's it. Yeah.
Wait, how old were you?
At the time, I think I was about 19 or 20 years old.
Okay.
And yeah, that was my very first introduction to triathlon, and the bug bit very, very hard, and sort of didn't look back since.
That's wild.
Been racing ever since that day. Yeah.
Then did your brother stay in it too?
No, I managed to beat them, so I think that was enough for them to step
We're
out.
We're done.
Exactly.
We're get out of here. So European XTERRA champ 2017-18, and then you won 2017 and 19 XTERRA world champs. And going from trail to road, how tough has the transition been?
Yeah, it was always kind of the long-term goal for me, is to transition from XTERRA back to the road racing distance. I started in road racing as an age grouper, and then my professional career took me towards XTERRA for a few years, and then after winning XTERRA World Champs for the second time in 2019, decided to transition back to the road racing. As a professional athlete, we need to put food on the table, and road racing is certainly a much bigger
pie.
profile
definitely
format of racing. But the challenge of racing over the full distance has always really been appealing to me.
Yes.
So it's been a great challenge over the last couple of years to try and get it right. And some races have gone better than others. And slowly heading in the right direction, I think.
So this last year you did Kona. And 49:40, 4:24, 2:48, 8:07. Was that the first Kona?
Yep, that was my first Kona.
That's pretty darn impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think had you given me that time a couple of years ago,
you would have been.
I would have been like, game on.
Kidding? Yes, yeah, I know. Those are winning times.
Unfortunately, that year happened to be the year that the sport kind of changed for probably forever. So. Yeah, I'm still pretty proud of that performance. Obviously, everybody has their story and their race issues or whatever, and I think Kona never goes smoothly even for the winner. So, it was a good battle, and I really look forward to going back, but really excited for the Ironman World Champs in Nice this year. Yes. Which will suit an athlete like me, being a smaller athlete, a little bit better. But the first goal is Challenge Roth this weekend, and it's also a course that really suits me. It's got more climbing and elevation out on the course than people might think.
People know Solar Hill, but they don't realize the other climbs.
Exactly. I mean, Solar Hill is actually one of the smaller climbs out there. There's plenty of other nice, short, punchy climbs, and coming from an XTERRA background, as soon as the gradient gets above 12%, that's when it really starts to suit me nicely. Having racing against the field like we have this weekend is what really gets me out of bed in the morning, and I think I thrive in that scenario. So I look forward to racing against the best we have in our sport this weekend.
So Challenge Roth last year, 4th place. Again, the splits 50-26, 4:15, 2:44, 7:53. again, you look at those splits beforehand, you go, okay, I think he's on the podium.
Absolutely, and I was actually on the podium until about 3K to go on the run.
Who got you?
Ronaldo Colucci.
Oh, yeah.
Came around at the end. He sort of finished the marathon a bit stronger than I did. But again, like a 2:44 marathon, it's nothing to be ashamed of.
No.
And, like, you got to take everything in perspective, and was my first real season of racing over the full distance, so I think there was a lot of positives to take. But now heading into the races this year, I'm certainly a lot more motivated to try and win one of these big races, and I think if I set the race up correctly to start with, I definitely can put myself in the conversation at least for a win.
Yeah, well, and also you got second at Ironman South Africa last year, so it's a good season.
I've got second there twice, once by 9 seconds, and this year it was a little bit bigger gap, thankfully. But yeah, again, racing against Leon Chevalier this year, one of the sport's greats.
Yep.
It's really difficult to find a soft race these days. Every race seems to be really stacked, and this one's no different this weekend.
I love it. Well, in South Africa, how many times have you done that race?
I've done it 3 times. Unfortunately, haven't actually raced over the full distance.
I was going to say, I'm like, you've got an 8-minute swim, a 22-minute swim, and I think another 9-minute swim.
No,
yeah.
There hasn't
so
been much swimming happening
like every year the swim gets shortened?
It's been very unlucky. 2 years where the weather conditions really were horrific, and for safety concerns they had to reduce the swim.
Yeah.
This year was a little bit more tricky. They had a thunderstorm roll in just before the start, and there was lightning further out in the ocean, and they were worried it would be pushing in, so they decided to reduce the distance, which was really frustrating to me because there were a lot of weaker swimmers there that day, and it would have been a good opportunity to build a good lead on them. But in the end, you got to just race with the cards you dealt and
absolutely
do your best.
So this last year you did what, 3 fulls? Let's see, Challenge Roth, South Africa, Ironman World Championships. So that's 3, and then
I started Ironman Germany, but went through an aid station at kilometer 40 on the bike and grabbed a water bottle and poured it over myself and discarded the bottle and didn't realize we had literally a meter back past the end of the littering zone.
Oh my God.
And in that region within Germany, there's a no litter policy. There's
You're
immediate
out of the race.
disqualification. So even though it was 2 meters beyond the zone, they disqualified me on the spot. And I was in the lead of the race.
You were leading the race?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it was actually turned out to be great because then good friend Sebastian Keenley picked up the phone that afternoon and phoned me and said, listen, I'm really sorry about what happened, but I've got an idea. Do you want to come and race Challenge Roth?
Really?
And that's how I got into the race last year.
So he got you in?
He got me in. He picked up the phone and phoned Felix and did me a favor. And because I'd only raced till 40K on the bike, I was fresh. And I could come over to Bavaria and race
that
my
was
first
very
time
kind
in
of
Roth.
him.
Yeah.
Don't you find the camaraderie among the pros? I mean, obviously you want to kick the other guy's ass. That's what you're born to do. But at the same time, there's a mutual respect.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's what makes definitely what differentiates our sport from the rest. I mean, we all help one another as much as we can. Obviously, once the start gun goes, we want to win with everything we've got. But before and after that, we're very gracious to one another and try and support and help one another as best we can to try and move the sport forward.
Right.
We're still a relatively small sport in comparison to others.
No
so I think the community of professional athletes who are trying to move the sport forward are definitely, it's what's needed, and it seems to be working.
It's working really well. But it's the amount of racing, when I look at even 2021, it's like, there's 6 or 7 70.3s. And if you're a professional runner, and you tell a professional runner, okay, you're going to race 3 marathons and 8 half marathons at the elite level, they would just laugh at you.
Yeah, I'm actually coached by a professional running coach.
Yes.
He's not a triathlon coach, and he just finds the concept madness.
It's isn't it crazy?
You can't peak this many times a season. But triathlon's a little bit different. We're not running a 2:01 marathon. We're running a 2:35, 2:40 marathon. So it's a bit of a different conversation. But still, we are a little bit crazy.
Still freaking crazy. You guys are out of your minds. I just see that all the time. So you did get 70.3 South Africa. You did win that.
Yeah. I managed to win that race twice. It's moved around the country a little bit.
Yeah.
It's currently in Mossel Bay and will be again there this year in November. So those who want must come out and join us. It's a great race.
So when you won XTERRA, you're talking Maui.
Yeah.
The legendary course.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are your thoughts of moving that around?
I think it's probably needed. We talk about road triathlon being a small sport. XTERRA is a niche within a niche sport. So, I think to grow the sport of off-road triathlon, it's still a great passion of mine, and I plan to go back this year to race the XTERRA World Championships. It's 2 weeks after Nice, so it's pretty close. I
remember during COVID you couldn't get there. Right?
Exactly,
I think we did an interview leading into that race, and you were stuck at home.
Yeah, unfortunately, my season ended 2 weeks earlier thanks to the coronavirus, but so be it. And this year it looks like I get another crack. So we'll be racing the Ironman World Championships in Nice, and then 2 weeks later we'll be racing in Malvino for the XTERRA World Championships, and try and get number 3. It'll be a bit of a tough challenge 2 weeks after an Ironman, but I look forward to it.
We got to go and do our show from Oak Mountain a few weeks ago, and XTERRA event there. There's a different vibe to XTERRA that reminds me of real early triathlons, just real family.
Yeah, definitely, like super grassroots. Talking about a community that supports one another. Often you're sharing hotel rooms with other pros. You sort of sharing car rentals to get around, and but the courses themselves. I mean, the XTERRA course in Oak Mountain is one of the best there is.
Totally
beautiful trails. And getting to travel to those parts of the world that I just would never have been exposed to before is amazing. And I mean, it's another reason of coming back to Challenge Roth. I've brought my wife and daughter this time around.
Yes.
Which is just it's an amazing experience and opportunity for us to live out our younger years as young adults. And I'm sure we'll look back on the memories fondly.
So Sebastian was able to get you a start last year. You get 4th place. And now you're back, hopefully, to move podium, and who knows, with the field that's here, this is probably one of the best fields you've ever raced against.
Yeah, definitely. I think outside of the Ironman World Championships, this is probably the strongest field I've ever raced against. But as I said, it's definitely an opportunity to learn and to grow as an athlete, and to hopefully, if you can get one over a few of your competitors, all the better.
Yes.
My goal is to win. I don't start.
No, of course not.
I've won World Championship races. I've won many Ironman 70.3 and full Ironman. So my goal is always to win a race, regardless of who's on the start line.
Yes.
And I think if I give myself the correct sort of start into the race, I can set myself up for a win. It'll be really tough, but whoever wins on the day, it's going to be a super tough day. So.
And we're sitting inside the stadium where you'll be running into on Sunday, and to be coming in here first.
See, even the South African flag is flying behind us.
Look at that. It's an omen. I remember we were at St. George last year for Ironman Worlds, and we're sitting with Christian Blumenfeld, and he's like, I was running down here. We were right in front of the finish line.
Yeah.
And he says, I was running down this road this morning, thinking about how cool it's going to be with all the people cheering, and hopefully I can win coming down here.
Yeah, I mean, of all the finish lines in the world, this is definitely the most special environment, running into this arena. It's so loud, screaming, cheering fans, and it really just puts the cherry on top to an awesome day.
Love it. Well, we'd love to see you come down here first and have your wife and daughter there at the finish line for you.
Have the flag ready. I'll be coming.
Bradley, thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you so much, Bob. Appreciate it.
Bradley Weiss has been our guest again. We are here at Challenge Roth. Hold on. We got more interviews coming up.